Hey, good morning, James. This is a quick demo video for you for your KR Sabers Rey Scavenger. This came to me already weathered. I'm not sure who weathered it. Apologies for that. But this is installed with the Proffie and it has the Goth Eco chassis in it. So a one-button setup. And that one button is located here in the cog. And I'll show you how this activates here in a second. But it is pretty simple. We turn it until it opens so far. And then at the very last, you can feel it click. All right, so we'll go over all that. How to get to your chassis is you just want to take your pommel and do a slight counterclockwise twist. You'll hear it click. And then you can just pull the chassis right out. Or I'm sorry, the pommel off. You'll see your chassis and you can pull the chassis right out. All right, so you've got your Proffie board here. I left all of the stock fonts on the SD card, but I just put my font on here and made a one-button config, and it's located on the SD card as well. All right, so on the config, it's just my sound font for now, but you can pull all of those original ones off there if you like. Access to your SD card and your micro USB from here. You've got a kill switch located right here. And of course, this is a removable battery. Your kit came with a battery. I'm guessing that you kept it. I'm just going to throw in mine for now. So no spring on this one, but you have a leaf spring over here. So the negative side of your battery goes over here by your speaker. All right. So we'll just toss the battery in there like that real quick. Came with a 28mm speaker from KR Sabers. We'll come over here and flip our kill switch. Okay, now when you put this into your Saber, you're going to want to pay attention to these rails. You can see a rail right here next to your PCB and then on the bottom right here. All right, those line up with the two screws that are on the bottom of your pommel. So you've got one here and one here. When you line those up like that, the screws right along those rails, and you can put your chassis right in. It only goes in one way. If you don't line up those screws, that's as far as you're going to get it. So you'll know right away if you're on cue. All right, so we'll put our chassis in until it goes in all the way. Come back and put our pommel in. And again, you have two J-locks on your pommel. You've got one right there and one right there. Those also correspond with those two screws that we use to align our chassis. Push your pommel in, do a clockwise twist, and that locks everything down. And then we can come over here, turn this until it opens, and then the very last is a click. And that lights your blade. And because this is a one button, you just kind of tap that, right? So if you're looking at the cog down from the pommel down to the emitter, you're actually turning it like counterclockwise just a touch to get that blaster bolt deflect. Right, if you want blade lock up, you would hold the switch down and hit the Saber. Just like that. And it would stay like that until you let go of it. All right. So you got some nice shine through in your emitter here. You've got a stock PCB in there that's all lit up, so that's lighting up nice for you. We will turn it off and put a blade in it. So to put a blade in this guy, you actually have two long screws in your emitter. You've got a total of 4 that go around this right here, and 2 of them go into the blade socket. So what I've done is I've come over here, I've taken a silver Sharpie and just kind of lightly colored this one, and then 180 degrees from that, this one as well, to show you which ones are the longer ones. All right, and it kind of matches the weathering. So what you want to do is just come over here with a flathead screwdriver, and you want to back them out of the blade socket. You don't have to take them out all the way. All right, just enough to get a blade in there. This Saber takes a 1-inch diameter Neopixel blade. So when you get both of those backed out, come over here, make sure that your pedals are open. They open just enough to accept a blade. I know that you said you had the heat stain pedals coming from Cal, so that would be pretty cool. But for now, we got these, all right, so. We'll put a blade all the way in. I'm just going to use one screw for now to lock the blade down. And then when you come over here and click your cog, light up your blade. So this lights up a blade very nicely. All your petals kind of wrap around your blade. I made sure, you and I had talked about this before the saber ever came, but I made sure to get in here and make sure did some things to your cog to make it very easy to press. If you don't want to twist off and you have the saber on, you can just hold the switch down. And it does turn off the saber that way as well. All right. There is a soundtrack on this. To do that, it's a double tap on the switch. That can be a little tricky. Like that. And then another double tap to turn it off. Just like that. All right. So we'll go ahead and break this guy back down. It's easy to do, but I just kind of like to go over it with you. We'll loosen up our 2 blade retention screws and take our blade out. I'm going to go ahead and close this guy up. Tighten these screws back. All right, and tighten this one over here. We'll again take our pommel, twist it off, and pull it out. And then it's just as easy as taking your chassis out and flipping your kill switch. All right, and if you ever want to take your battery out on this particular chassis, you can just come right here, right in front of the board, push the battery. It'll pop out and you can take it out with your finger like that. But that is basically your Scavenger. Let me know if you have any questions, and it is Saturday today, so I will get this out in the mail to you first thing Monday morning. All right, thanks, man.